Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to another ital Eats and Treats video where we prioritize health and longevity. Today we're going to be focusing on iron-rich juices. So as a person that is plant-based and has been so for about 5 to 6 years, making sure that we consume the right amount of iron is extremely important, especially as a woman, as we go through a cycle every month that makes us lose a whole heap of blood. So these 3 juices are recipes that I drink basically on the regular to really maintain my high iron levels as a plant-based person. Now I would like to quickly say that there are 2 types of iron. There's hem iron and non-hem iron. And hem iron is the type of iron that is found in animal products. Now, of course, as plant-based people or somebody who just might be watching this and might be low on iron and who doesn't happen to be vegan, but specifically as plant-based people, we are not consuming hem iron. That iron is the most potent. So that leaves us with the other type of iron, which is non-hem iron, which is equally as amazing, but a little bit harder to absorb on its own. So to combat non-hem iron and it's a little bit trickiness to be really absorbed into the bloodstream and absorbed into the body, we're going to be pairing it with vitamin C. Whenever you pair non-hem iron with vitamin C, or even hem iron in general, the iron is able to be absorbed a lot better. So we're going to be pairing it with oranges. Oranges are very high in vitamin C, but also if you see these recipes, they're very interchangeable, okay? Don't worry. Oranges are not the only fruit that are high in vitamin C. Bell peppers, yes, bell peppers are a fruit because they have seeds. I know it's kind of weird. Bell peppers have even more iron than oranges. I didn't have that many to use today, but I would highly suggest throwing in a bell pepper or 2, specifically the yellow or orange ones, because they're gonna help your body be able to absorb this iron so much better. You can also pair it with kiwis, mango, pineapple, or even strawberries. Today we have our Bok Choy juice, which is very delicious. It's a green juice. It has cucumber, bok choy, apples, oranges, and ginger. Then we have a very Caribbean, very Jamaican juice. The star of this show is Callaloo, which is absolutely amazing and is one of the most iron high leafy greens you can find, and it's leaking on me. So yeah, like I was saying, Callaloo is an amazing green. In Jamaica, we actually cook Callaloo and serve it with like saltfish or something, but people don't know that you can consume Callaloo raw and it's absolutely amazing for anemia and iron. And then last but not least, we have a very classic ABC juice, apples, beets, and carrots. I would like to say really quickly as a disclaimer that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a health physician. This video and the recipe in here should not be taken as or replace medical content. I'm just a girly that's trying to help out my fellow girlies and guys with their iron intake, okay? I also wanted to say that today we're gonna be using the Kuvings Auto 10 juicer. It's an amazing cold press juicer and it helps your juices to be able to stay fresh and nutrient packed for 3 days, whereas if you're using one of the cheaper juicers or a blender, your nutrients will start to deplete after as quickly as 30 minutes. The hopper to this juicer is really awesome and it's completely hands-free. As soon as you load it up, you can literally walk away until everything is juiced. If you are interested in purchasing this juicer, use my code ITALEATS, ITALEATS, and link in bio in the description box for $70 off. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. So for our very first iron-packed juice recipe, we're going to be using Bok Choy. Bok Choy is a powerhouse for so many nutrients and minerals and vitamins, but it has a good amount of iron, and non-hem iron is very potent in certain leafy greens and other plant-based foods. However, it's poorly absorbed, so it needs to be paired with vitamin C in order to be absorbed more potently. And so the vitamin C that we're going to be using today to help it be absorbed much easier is going to be our oranges. Of course, if you want to bump up that vitamin C intake, you can also add some kiwis or sweet peppers, bell peppers, because a lot of people also do not know this, but bell peppers and kiwis contain so much more vitamin C than oranges do. A lot of times throughout this video, you're gonna see me just going ahead and tossing in my produce into the juice hopper and straight up walking away because this juicer is completely hands-free. So like I said, if you're a busy person and if you do a lot of batch juicing, this is the juicer for you. Another thing is that the pulp from this juicer gets incredibly dry, and I'm actually going to be saving all the pulp from these recipes and turning it into something very creative in my next upcoming video. So make sure you subscribe and you don't miss out, and you stay tuned for my next video so that you don't miss out on any updates for my next video on how to repurpose juice pulp. But some ways to repurpose it may include drying it and turning it into a green juice powder. You can use it as fiber in your smoothies. You can throw it in a dehydrator or oven, and you can even make crackers. There are so many ways to be creative with reusing juice pulp. Woo! It prevented it from spilling over because it has this little section right here, so that's great. Okay, so let's go ahead and taste test the Bok Choy and cucumber and orange and apple juice. Okay, that's very green. It's very green, but it's still tasty and it's still yummy and it's very refreshing. Bok Choy actually has a whole heap of water in it on its own. So that's how come I was able to get literally so much juice from not that much produce. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have that much. Another taste. It's very refreshing. So let's go ahead and move on to our next juice. I would like to say that I have 2 new and amazing holistic herbal and juice remedy ebooks. They're filled with so much information and contain almost 100 recipes altogether, including recipes to help with constipation, boosting your libido, increasing your breast milk supply, and of course, building immunity as we are doing today in this video. So if you enjoy these immune boosting recipes that are featured in today's video, especially during cold season, I would highly suggest to make the purchase in your health and invest in yourself. Oh my gosh, that literally rhymed. If you're interested in purchasing these books and supporting the Ital Eats and Treats channel, you can go ahead and head to the description box and grab your own books. They will be downloaded immediately and sent straight to your email. Moving on to juice number 2, we have the star of the show, which is Jamaican Kalalo. So if you are not from the Caribbean, more specifically Jamaica, you're more than likely not going to know what Callaloo is. So Callaloo is a spinach that is found all over Jamaica and the Caribbean. Everybody has their own name for it, but in Jamaica specifically, we call it Callaloo. And when my mom was pregnant with my sister, who's older than me, she was basically anemic. She was low on iron. She went to the doctor told her, and because my mother was freshly immigrated from Jamaica, if you know anything about Jamaicans, we rely on bush for a lot of our different remedies. So she would blend up like Callaloo and make it into a juice every single day, and her iron problems were solved. I'm not a physician, I'm not a doctor, or nothing, okay? So just a little beanie disclaimer, right? So obviously you're gonna have to take everything I say into discernment, because these are personally things that work for me, and these are things that worked for my mom to build up her iron levels. But Callaloo literally has so much iron in it, and in Jamaica it's typically cooked. We know that when we put excessive amounts of heat onto leafy greens, a lot of those vitamins get cooked away and burned. So having Callaloo in a salad or having raw in a juice is one of the best ways to really benefit from all the nutrients that are in there. And once again, we're gonna go ahead and pair that with some oranges to really bring out the potency of the non-hem iron. Okay, so this one has one of my favorite greens ever, Jamaican Kalalo, or Caribbean Callaloo in general. It's not just in Jamaica, it's all over the West Indies. Callaloo has so much iron. I have a story for Una. When my Jamaican mother was pregnant, she was low on iron, and so the doctor told her she needed to sort it out, because obviously you need all your nutrients and everything when you're carrying a child. So as the Jamaican woman that she is, she actually juiced up Callaloo like every day, and her anemia just disappeared. So Callaloo is a godsend. If you cannot find Jamaican Kalalo, that is okay. You can replace it with dandelion greens. Dandelion greens are in most grocery stores. But I found my Kalalo from my local Asian farmers market. It's called Nam Ding Mon, but you can also find it from H Mart as well. Just whatever you do, please do not use the canned Callaloo. That is gross, and the canned Callaloo is like literally already cooked. Just don't do that to yourself, okay? Now let's go ahead and try it with a taste test. Cheers. It's really good. It's really green. I can't really compare the taste of this green to any other thing, maybe I guess spinach or something, but it's really good. If you have trouble with greens, I would suggest to put more oranges and more apples than I did, or maybe even throw in a pineapple or something, but this tastes really nice. So now let's go ahead and make our very last and final iron green juice. Let's go ahead and get started on the final juice recipe of the video, which is going to be featuring the almighty beet. Now I know a lot of people are not fans of beets because they say that they taste earthy, and by earthy you mean they taste like dirt. You are correct, they're insanely earthy tasting. So I would highly suggest that if you are not a fan of that taste, don't miss out on the recipe. Either stop being a child and drink it, or you can try to consume golden beets. The taste is completely different. There is still that slight earthy taste, but not as much as the purple beets, and you get all the same health benefits that come with beets. I usually find them at my local Kroger. You can basically find them at any grocery store. I'm also including the leafy greens on the beets. So apparently the leafy greens on the beets have like more nutrients than the actual beet itself, which is pretty amazing. So do not throw away your beet greens. You can either cook them up or you can throw them in your juice as well. Sure, it might turn the color off a little bit, but hey, looks are not always everything. What I think is kind of funny is that this juice is low-key resemblant of blood, in a way, kind of. And this is a juice for your blood because iron, anemia, blood. This is the classic ABC juice, apples, beets, and carrots. Of course, you can add other things, like you can add cucumber, you can add orange, you can add ginger, but I kept it very simple with 3 ingredients. And I actually left in the beet greens because the beet greens are very nutritious and they also have iron as well. So there's no need to discard your beet greens because they're amazing for you. So let's go ahead and taste it. Cheers. That's really good. So beets, of course, have a very earthy taste. Earthy, aka they taste like dirt. But the beets are sweet, the carrots are sweet, and of course the apples are sweet as well. You can add more apples if you want. I added 4, and I think that's a pretty good amount. But this is really enjoyable. It's really good. It doesn't have any greens. Well, yes, it does have greens. You sneak the greens in there. But this is really tasty. If you want to make it for kids, you could add a couple more apples, or if you're a beginner juicer and you're an adult, add a couple more apples. It's really good. Thank you all for watching this video. If you happen to like it, please give it a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. If you want more holistic juice recipes or remedies to heal your body naturally with plants, go ahead and check out my holistic herbal ebooks that have tea remedies and juice remedies to heal illnesses in the body. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to tune in to my next video so you don't miss anything. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.